Good morning, class.
Morning, ma'am.
So, I am Judy Engrano, your teacher for today's class. So, before we start, Mr. De Leon, I want you to check the attendance.
Okay, ma'am.
So, how many absences are there, Mr. De Leon?
Only 5 students, ma'am.
Okay, very good. You almost have the perfect attendance. It's okay. So let us have a recall of yesterday's lesson. So, who can tell me what was our lesson yesterday? Okay, Mr. De Leon.
Ma'am, our lesson yesterday is all about training design.
Okay, thank you, Mr. De Leon. So, who can tell me what is training design? Okay, Miss Engrano.
Training design is a systematic process that is employed to develop education and training.
Okay, thank you, Miss Engrano. So, as Miss Engrano said, training design is a systematic process that is employed to develop education and training program in a consistent and reliable fashion. So, okay, very good. Okay, so before we start, I have here a picture and I want you to give an idea or tell me what is the picture all about. Okay, so the first picture is this. So, who can tell me what is the picture all about? Okay, Mr. De Leon.
About training, ma'am.
Okay, very good, Mr. De Leon. What about this one? Okay, what about this one? Okay, what about this one, this picture? Hoy, kusama mo! Na! Bata ako kasama ang peste mo.
Nakuya lang po nito.
Okay, what about this picture? Okay, Miss Engrano.
It's about a group of people that sharing a design in the board.
Okay, thank you, Miss Engrano. Okay, from the picture that I have shown you, what do you think is our lesson for today? Miss Engrano.
Our lesson for today is it's all about designing and training section.
Okay, so, our lesson for today is all about designing the training session. So, designing, it is under in training design. So, here are the objectives of this lesson. So, first is discuss designing in training session. Second, give an importance on how to design your training session that would involve developing learning objectives. And the last but not the least is you need to make a video presentation on how to design your training session. So, who can read? Miss Engrano, please read.
Designing your training section would involve developing learning objects, choosing on instructional approach, developing assessment instruments, and develop instructional strategy in making and design. You should consider the following.
So, okay. So, in designing your training session, it tells here that it is involve developing learning objectives, and you should choosing an instructional approach, develop assessment instruments, and develop instructional strategy. So, to make your training session design, you need to follow this following. So, first is the characteristic of your trainees. So, basic characteristics that may be potential barriers in training should be identified and addressed on a per trainee basis when planning a training session. Second, adult learning principles. So, adults learn differently from elementary and high school students. In choosing your methods and structuring the training materials, therefore, you should consider how adult trainees learn. So, the third is learning styles of your trainees. So, varied learning styles will require variations in the methodologies to be employed with CBT. So your training design should be able to provide learning activities for every trainee considering his learning style. So before you design your training session, you should first follow these 3 instructions, which is the characteristics of your trainees, adult learning principles, and learning styles of your trainees. So I will give an activity game. So who wants to play a game?
Me, ma'am.
Okay. I want you to group yourself into 2 groups and choose only one representative to present the word message. After telling the word, representative will be asked to define the word. So are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, very good. So do you want to have another activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this next activity, I want you again to form a 3 group and choose only one representative per group. I will be giving you a 20 minutes to work on the activity. So in this next activity, I want you to work with your group to discuss the importance on how to design your training session that would involve developing learning objectives. So are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may start now. So how did you find your activity today?
Good and very, very challenging.
Good, okay. So how was it working with your group?
We work as one, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So did you understand your presentation?
Of course, ma'am.
Okay, so do you have any questions or clarifications?
No.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, let's move on. Okay, so later, I will be checking your activity that you have been worked on. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So, for your performance task, I want you to group yourself into 3 groups and make a video presentation on how to design your training session. So, I will give you the due date to pass your video presentation. Is it clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay, so next I want you to get a 1 whole sheet of paper and I want you to answer the essay questions. I will be giving you a 10 minutes to answer it. Okay, class? So, are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
You may pass your activity now. Okay, thank you, class.
Yes, ma'am.
So, for your assignment, I want you to define what is information sheet. Okay? Is it clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the end of our lesson for today.
Thank
So,
you, ma'am.
goodbye, class.
Goodbye, ma'am, and
Thank
thank
you.
you for
Okay, you may go now.